Today we have Nik and Lily on Sailing Catamaran location, chartering in the Bahamas. We discuss skinny dipping ladies at midnight, life on below deck, and sharks at Compass Cay. This is Stephanie Lowry, and you're listening to the Songs in the Sails podcast. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Yeah, very good, thanks. How about you?
Good. Where are you guys based at?
So we are just off the northeast of Nassau. We're at Green Key beside Rose Island at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, which boat?
So we're on location.
Yeah. You're all busy up this time.
Yeah.
Are you guys having problems over in Nassau? Is it really super busy? I'm in a group that was talking about how people were being asked to leave over in the...
Yeah. So there's been some issues with some cruisers and things being anchored off Montague Bay. But I think recently they've had a lot of regattas and stuff like that happen over there. So I think that's where it's come from. We were asked to move along a few weeks ago, but it's still quieting down a little bit now.
Yeah, people were all saying all kinds of things. It was like left and right field. I'm like, whoa, like one extreme to the next.
Yeah. You know, those cruiser forums can get a little spicy.
Oh yeah. It's an intense coconut telegraph, right?
That's for sure.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about you guys. How did you get started in the industry? Like, what did you do before?
For me, I left school, was in food and beverage hospitality. Did some training and then went on to sort of restaurant management and things. Spent lots of time behind the bar and quickly realized that being on land probably isn't for me. I'd sailed as a child and done some yacht sailing and yacht racing, and I thought that's probably more my sort of thing. So I did my professional qualifications, my yacht master and cruising instructor, and then went on to run flotilla holidays in Greece for a company called Nielsen. So I was based out of around Corfu and the Southern Ionian. Did that for a few years and then went to the UK to start doing some sail instruction. So did lots of sail training on the south coast of England and the Channel Islands. And then, you know, every once in a while I get the lure of warm weather and some slightly more relaxing sailing where I could live my sort of hospitality love and my love of sailing together, and ended up on location.
So is that where you got because you're a pretty good mixologist, you make some pretty fancy drinks. Is that where you learned how to do all that when it's food and beverage?
Pretty much, yeah. So I said I enjoy a tipple myself, so so making cocktails and understanding how cocktails come together and what components make a good cocktail, was really a focus of mine in hospitality.
I liked that one video where you had I think you had a blowtorch, or maybe it was just a lighter. I can't remember now.
Blowtorch with the sugar.
Marshmallows, sugar.
Yes. I can't wait to have one of those because one day we're going to meet in person and be like, hey, you remember that time you made that video? I'm going to need that.
It's funny now, people will come to the boat and say, hey, we saw this cocktail. Can we have one?
I'm like, right.
Yeah.
Because everybody's silent stalkers these days. Everybody knows your business and you're like, who are you? I'm sorry, what?
That's it. Yeah, how do you know about that? We posted it online, of course.
Anyway, sorry, Lily, you go on. What about you?
So I completed my master's and my degree, and I kind of specialized in food systems because I really actually wanted to just be like, my dream job as a kid would be to be a TV chef. And I have chefs on either side of my family. So then I got a job working for a company that was a kids cooking app. And then I finally was like, no, I want to be the one cooking in the videos. So I quit my job. Actually, I thought, why am I saying this? It doesn't really link to the next. Anyway,
it's okay. It's awesome.
I found a job online, and it was vlogging on super yachts. So I just wanted a change. So I quit my job. And then I went and I was vlogging on super yachts. And the people I was working for said, would you like to try a week as a hostess? And I was like, yeah, okay. So I did a week. It was like unpaid as well. But I ended up cooking every single meal.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we didn't realize we had a chef on board." So I kind of just applied as a chef, and then I got
Yeah.
a job working as a chef. And then
That's
yeah, then I
cool.
went below deck, and now I'm here. So
That's really neat. I didn't realize that. I don't think we talked about that last time.
no, but yeah, so and then I had my food account I made at university, which actually helped me get the job because I had all these pictures of like actual food,
Right.
so it wasn't like a fake.
Right, right.
Yeah,
I'm a fake.
yeah.
I will come and cook for you, but I'm a fake. I just have whatever I've done in my kitchen.
I've got evidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, so what does the day for you look like? Whether maybe on charter, what do you do as a captain and then as a chef? Do you have a lot of food prep? Do you have to get the boat ready? Like, what do you got to do?
So, I mean, normally on a regular day of charter, weather being okay, we'll get up around 6:30. That's probably for both of us.
Yeah.
Around 7 o'clock, if we'll normally start moving the boat. So down in the Exumas, we want to do a couple of stops a day to really make the most of our time down there. So we'll move for an hour and a half in the morning. Down to our next spot. So breakfast en route. We're at our new spot for an activity, whether that be snorkeling or something on shore. And then we tend to move then again around lunch. All things being equal and the weather and the sea's flat and things like
Right,
that.
right.
So then we get to our next stop, which is normally where we'll stop for the evening. We'll take a snorkel or do some water sports off the back of the boat. And then we sort of enjoy the rest of the day. Sunset
Yeah.
cocktails with some canapes. This time of year, it's been a little bit before sunset or a little bit after sunset, given the time the sun
Now
sets.
it's
But
now it's changed.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
um, and then dinner and normally some games
Yeah.
until
I'm the game
until
master, so
yeah.
yeah, we've got some good
I'm just
games.
here for the ride when it comes to the games. So I'm
Yeah.
a happy
So
participant.
you have like on board games that you play or water games?
We have
Both, I
some,
guess.
both for sure.
We do like we get everyone playing this game called the name game or like this
Ah,
kind of like charades game, which everyone seems to
Yeah,
become obsessed with if you play it with them early on in the week.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Kind of gets people off their phones and stuff, which
yeah.
families really
right.
like.
For
We
sure,
like
for
to
sure.
make sure the evening doesn't end at dinner, that there's something
Yeah.
else
And
going on
Yeah.
afterward.
if we want to keep kids entertained so the adults can relax, we have this TV game where they have like a quiz against themselves. And we normally
Mm,
sometimes do dinner upstairs for the adults and kids downstairs.
yeah.
If we
I
want
think
that.
we've done that app
But
on the TV on Netflix. We dropped my son off and we lived too far to go home, so we started playing it. It's like some Netflix thing where it asks you questions, you have to pick it. Is that wasn't that Netflix? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that?
so,
Do that one.
yeah, we
We're
use
talking
one
about
called
Jackbox.
Jackbox.
Oh, I have seen
Ah,
it.
Jack
on Netflix. We
TV.
should try the Netflix one.
Yeah, we should
yeah.
give it a go.
Yeah, tonight.
It's fun. It has all kinds of topics, and we were like, I was surprised at what I knew. Sometimes my brain doesn't cooperate, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I could see the kids loving that because I'm a kid. But anyway,
It's fun for the
um,
whole thing.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Do you have to do a lot of prep, Lily, for your charters?
Yeah, so I'm actually today, like this is what I've started doing. We've got the KitchenAid on board now, so
Hmm.
I can do a lot more dough, like make my own doughs and breads.
Yeah.
Today I'm actually going to prep, make some cinnamon buns, like the dough,
Hmm.
pizza dough, burger buns, and then I normally like freeze that all
Yeah.
and I have it ready for the charter and cookie dough, whatever, like whatever I can do
Right.
in advance, I will try and
Right.
do. But on charter, I'd say I wake up and I will start my prep for that day on the day, just because
Mm.
if not, there's too much no space in the fridge for anything.
Right. Right.
So I'll wake up and then I'll do breakfast, and then I normally always make my dessert after breakfast. If not, it'll just your day builds up and you're like, oh, I've still got dessert to do.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but yeah, I feel like I do a lot of like, obviously depending on the preference sheet, there's a lot of meals that I've now got really quick at making and used to making.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
time it's taking me to do meals is definitely gone down as I've been on the boat longer, which is good.
Right. What's your
Yeah.
favorite meal that she makes, Nick?
That's difficult. Probably the poke bowls.
See?
Yeah.
Mm.
I do like poke bowls.
or curry.
Those
Oh
are
yeah,
so good. Oh, or curry.
I do, yeah, that's
I love both of those.
combinable. We have on our own.
Yeah.
What kind of curry do you make?
I like chicken tikka masala the best.
Yeah.
In England, like it's the number one popular meal, so we're
Really?
having it. Yeah, it overtook so
Actually,
many hits. So
interesting. I didn't realize. Huh.
so
Mm.
no, I haven't done that for guests in a while. So
Yeah. So what's your favorite meal to make then? If that's what he likes to eat, what do you
uh,
love to make?
I think my favorite meal to make is I think I like making what one do I like making best? I probably would say I'd say taco, no, pizza.
You're looking at me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Enjoy making it?
You have
I
been
get
making a lot of pizza lately.
my actual favorite one to make is probably my beef ragu because I have this like massive beef like
Chuck.
ribeye kind of thing,
Yeah.
and I will slow cook it. So I kind
Ah,
of like get everything done and I put it in the oven, and then like
yeah.
6 hours later or 3 hours later it's done, so I don't have to like touch it and it's
Mm-hmm.
tastes. So I like
Right.
that one because it's really one of my more relaxing dishes because it's no stress at the end. So yeah.
Right. That sounds yummy though. Have you
Yeah.
ever used, is it the sous vide?
Sous vide. We haven't got a sous vide like thing. We
No.
don't have like a
Yeah.
something to also constant. So, but
Yeah.
actually I can tell you this now. I've booked to go to culinary school for 4 months.
Yeah. That's what you're doing on your off season this year?
Yeah, doing 2 months this year, 2 months next year. So hopefully I'll
Wow.
learn.
That's dedication.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. All right. So, what is your favorite chartering destination? I know you're in the Bahamas now, but it doesn't have to be the Bahamas. What is your favorite?
If I was going to charter a boat, honestly, it'd probably be back in the Northern Ionian.
Yeah.
I would,
Oh right,
yeah,
other
in
than the
Greece,
Bahamas.
other than the
Oh,
Bahamas.
okay.
I think if I was going to go on holiday, just because
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of pulling up to little villages or little towns and sitting in a taverna for most of the evening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
drinking Greek wine and eating
Yeah.
olives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And their
So
feta, the saganaki. It's
that's Saganaki,
like
yeah.
I could eat it every day.
And not to take anything away from the Bahamas, we love it here, but it's certainly it's quiet. If you're looking for places with no one else, empty
What, the Bahamas?
beaches, yeah,
Yeah.
then Bahamas
Right.
is the place to go. But
Right.
um,
Yeah.
certainly, and there's a big element for me of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What about you, Lily?
So this is favorite destination other than Bahamas.
Just favorite
Oh,
place to charter.
well, I do think the Bahamas is like a great place to charter. Just because you have so much like wildlife, and I've never
Mm.
really been anywhere more stunning. And especially when you're looking from the drone, you're like, what the hell? I'm here.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I just love seeing people's reactions, like when you show them the sharks, and they're so
Mm-hmm.
scared of them, and then you take them to Compass Cay, and then they love them. But yeah, I also do like Ibiza. But like yeah, yeah. Well, sorry, Nick just touched on me.
Very good. What
Yeah.
is your favorite snorkel spot? Because you guys don't dive, correct? Or at least you don't have it on
We
board.
do rendezvous dive, but we don't dive. So I think the best snorkel spot is probably the Sea Aquarium
Mm-hmm.
in the Landon Sea Park. So it's a kidney bean shaped island, and in the crux of the kidney bean is
Mm.
there's coral from 6 meters up to half a meter. You normally see a turtle there. There's no sharks lingering around, stingrays. So you get a good amount of everything, as well as there
Yeah.
being loads of fish, which will just
Hmm.
swim around.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think I like Thunderball Grottos. It's inside the cave, which I think is really cool because I'd never been in a place like that until
Yeah.
and there's so many fish. Probably see a stingray, sometimes a turtle, and yeah, you get to swim out, which is like a bit of a mermaid moment. So
Right.
yeah.
It's every girl's dream to be a mermaid at least once.
Yeah.
Very cool. Um, I keep saying very cool, or there's another one I say that Levi's teasing me, and now I'm subconscious about it. He said he's going to make merch that says very cool, or
Oh yeah, that's
I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. It just comes out. So I need to find another phrase. So I'm sorry if I'm redundant on that. What is your favorite activity on charter?
Favorite activity is probably the sandbar at Hawksbill Key.
Mm,
It probably changed. My favorite activity changes quite a lot. So it's either the sandbar at Hawksbill or the mangroves sort of,
mm.
I don't know what, river at
And
or
safari.
yeah, the stream at Shroud Key.
Yeah. What
I
about you?
think I think my favorite is I like the going to the sharks at Compass Cay. I just
Yeah.
think there's a really cool vibe there, and the marina is really nice, and yeah, the sharks are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys take everyone there, you said, I think, so that they can kind of get adjusted.
Yeah. So yeah, when people go to the sharks, they normally are petrified of sharks, and then when
Hmm.
once they go there, then everyone's like obsessed with the sharks, and they want to swim with them, pet them. Like
Yeah,
people change their opinion on sharks there, I
Hmm.
think.
For sure.
that's
Yeah.
good. What is your favorite charter memory?
Oh, that's tricky. Maybe you go
Can't remember
first.
what I said last time. My favorite childhood memory. Oh, probably the wedding on the boat.
Mm.
So we had two boats. There's like a tandem charter. And yeah, so we had 16 people on board. So I was cooking for all 16. But
Oh,
then
wow.
like, they literally got married on the bow, which was
Yeah.
so cool. And it was a surprise wedding, so no one even knew they were going to get married, which was really fun.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
It's a good thing she went through with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were really certain on that one. All right, what about you, Nick?
Um, well, it's just too many to pick.
I know. We've had some really, really extreme ones and then some really chill ones, but
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so we had a really great New Year's charter this year, and actually, so we'd lost our end or one of our engines on at the right at the beginning of the charter. Um,
Ugh.
yeah, ended up it didn't become a thing, thankfully, but we managed to get it resolved. But I think I'd stress out so much about these little issues happening,
Right.
and ultimately we had amazing guests on board
They've
that
been
just sort of
rebooked.
that
Yeah.
took it in
Oh, great.
stride and just you know put me at ease that they weren't going to let their or that we weren't going to let their charter get ruined by it, and it was
Right.
immaterial. And I think as a captain, you worry so much about these things happening
Yeah, for
and
sure.
not being able to get them sorted. But yeah, to be able to be on board and and have something happen and everything go smoothly from that point on, and the guests
Right.
still very happy and super chilled out about what was going on was very good.
All right. What is you interesting or unique about you as a crew?
Um,
Uh,
Shall I go
ooh,
first?
yeah.
I guess something unique. I was on
Nice.
below deck, which is kind of unique.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, that was fun. But
What
yeah,
season were you on?
season 8 Mediterranean.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've changed a lot since then, but
Yeah.
I guess we have a lot of guests who come on board, and it's a fun fact for them. So
Right. They
yeah,
probably want to come on board just to meet you too. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I saw you when you were doing this."
yeah, it was funny the whole year I was working on the boat, but it hadn't aired. I was like, they're like, "Have you seen Below Deck?" And I'm like, "Yes." Being in it. Is it real life? I'm like, why can you be first-hand evidence if you want?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it as crazy as they make it out to be?
I think it's like they had very dramatic guests. So, like people aren't like that in real life, and then the crew are all very dramatic. So put the two together, it's going to be chaotic.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, it is real, but like
Right. So it's not super scripted because they have these other
it's
realities.
it's
Yeah.
not scripted, but I guess it's dramatized a bit when editing.
Right. For sure. For sure. That's what sells. Drama
Yeah,
sells.
yeah.
All right, Nick, you have one?
I think, or something which I think I bring to the table is my experience in hospitality and sort
Yeah,
of and service coming
right,
for doing it for so long at relatively good levels to
right.
then be able to bring that into yachting and having Lily's experience. I think it's been very advantageous for us for sure.
Yeah. So you're able to take the preference sheet based off your history and, know what people and kind of anticipate what they need and how to make the trip the best trip.
For sure, yeah. I think
Yeah.
it becomes relatively plain to see on these preference sheets,
Yeah.
what things they're looking for, the
Yeah.
ages of kids, and then to be able to adapt that itinerary around them and make things always slightly different. I
Yeah.
know we joke we never quite do the same route twice because there's
Right.
always different places to go, different spots to anchor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
different orders to do things in.
Now,
Certainly,
so when someone gives you a preference sheet, do you like them? Like, I've had it a bunch of different ways. There's some that give you just like barely, like, I don't eat mayonnaise and I want coffee every day and I want to lounge and I want to see islands. And then I have those that send me, they print out my preference sheet and send me 8 pages of all the things,
yeah.
Yeah.
do you like, I mean, I feel like maybe in the middle is better, but do you like to have room to create the experience yourself for them, or do you like them to tell you more?
I personally like it when they just tell me allergies, major dislikes,
Right,
and like just anything they really, really want. I hate when
right,
it's so detailed. That means you're so limited on what you could do, and
right.
kind of they would like it if they did try it.
Right,
Uh,
right, because they might actually like it. I have a
yeah,
rule in my house, I don't care how old you are, that even if you didn't like it last time, you have to have a bite this time.
yeah,
Um, and it has
That's
worked because our kids love food. Like they've really been adventurous.
That's brilliant.
yeah,
Yeah, I think the less the less is better for sure.
yeah.
Give us
Yeah,
some flexibility. We know
I
I think
mean,
we can gauge what people want
yeah,
and
yeah,
to a degree. If you specifically have a child that wants something very specific
for
through the
sure.
week,
yeah.
let us know.
And then
Right.
also I've had sometimes where people say they don't want like rosé and stuff, and we don't have any, and they're like drinking like 8 bottles of rosé a day. I'm like, why don't you tell
Yeah,
me?
It's because they didn't know they liked it. I always try
Yeah,
to give my absolute must-haves and the absolute things I can't have, and then after
yeah,
that, like give me whatever. Because I'm on vacation, I don't want to dictate what I am or am not doing.
exactly.
well,
And you also, I guess, don't. Well, I know for me, I don't want hundreds of questions throughout the day of this, that, and the other. Hey,
Hmm.
yeah,
breakfast, lunch, give me a snack and some dinner, and I'm good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Tell me a time, and I'll be there.
we've even had some guests who had it. They sent a preference sheet and they sent loads of preferences, like over preferences. And then we did our Zoom call with them, and told them my food account. Then they text me straight away, like, scrap all our preferences. I want to do.
I love it when they
Oh,
do that,
thank
though.
you. Like,
Only if you hadn't provisioned yet. Otherwise, that would have
no,
sucked.
it was way before. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was happy I sent. So now I'm like sending all the guests my food accounts. I'm like, don't message
Yeah.
me.
For sure. I have a friend of mine who's a chef, and she's done a lot of freelancing for movie stars and musicians, and she's also on yachts. And she always asks, like, a couple of key things because people are like, I don't like this or I don't like that, but do you like capers? Do you like olives? Do you like there are like 7 things that she asks, and based off of those 7 things she knows whether or not you'll eat. Even if you said you didn't like something else, you would eat something. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
I thought it was
brilliant.
a brilliant idea.
yeah. That's a good.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, we should do that. I feel
I
like
will
we have.
confirm with her what they were and I'll tell you, but yeah, I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, that's actually cool. I would like to know that.
Yeah.
Well, and it helped me here because at least the capers and the olives and things, because I will cook. Levi has a studio, and so musicians will come and stay, and I do the cooking, and so it's just helpful to know like your
Yeah,
non-negotiables.
Yeah,
that's cool.
that's really good.
I need those 7 things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've had a little time. What's your craziest guest story, or broker story, or both.
Best story.
I think it would be my group of skinny dipping ladies at midnight
Yeah,
in the Bahamas.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
This was the season before Lily joined the boat, and we had a group of ladies on board and a local chef as well. And everyone was having a great time, had lovely dinner, and everyone was enjoying drinks in the evening. And just tidying up, it was around midnight. I hear a splash, and I think someone's knocked the ladder down. So I go to check, and
Yeah.
half of the group were now in the water, in a little light swim, which
Yeah.
was fine. They were all good, competent swimmers. There was a float out and things,
It
and
just caught you a little off guard.
just caught me a little off guard. Yeah, I would have liked to know.
Yeah.
It was all fine
Would you
until
though? Because they're gonna be like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm gonna get naked, all of us, and we're gonna get in." Like,
so probably I wouldn't have liked to know.
yeah.
It was half an hour later when I had another splash, and I thought, oh, that's odd. Everyone's already off the boat. To find the chef now in the water, fully clothed, holding on to the tender line because she didn't know how to swim. So it
Oh my
turns
gosh. She was just trying to give them the real local experience.
That's right. Yeah. So, but it was fine. She floated, so she enjoyed it. But,
Very
yeah.
good. Very good. That's a good one.
It's his craziest guest experience?
Crazy, yeah.
It'd probably have to be on below deck when I was on there. We
Yeah.
had like a big gay breakfast. So
Yeah.
everything shaped in weird things going out for breakfast.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys was so drunk he came into our room. So that was weird. But
I
yeah.
actually may remember of that. Does that happen a lot, or is that just one episode? Because I feel like I haven't watched a whole lot of Below Deck, but I do feel. Say that again.
Happened on like it was they did it on the season that I was on, and you can see it. So,
Yeah, I think I might have actually watched that then. I couldn't remember what seasons I've watched. It's a fine show. I just don't actually get into shows like that usually.
yeah, nor do I, and I'm now I can't watch it without getting like flashbacks.
I think it would be blueberry muffins.
Oh, actually, I can say that. Scrap the other one. We just had a charter where can I say this?
Yeah, why not?
You don't have
one
to
of
say the name, or say as much as little as you want.
one of the kids only ate blueberry muffins, so I was making like by the end of the week I made 30 batches of blueberry muffins.
Wow.
They had to be fresh. They couldn't like be all the ones that were cold went in the bin, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
was tiring.
He didn't eat anything except for blueberries?
No, it's only blueberry
Blueberry
muffins.
muffins. Yeah.
For
Survived.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Five times a day, I'd say it was.
Yeah,
4 times.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's dedication.
And then all the other kids wanted different meals as well. But anyway,
Wow.
yeah, I feel like maybe don't put up.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Crazy
we nearly died.
Okay. If you were stranded on an island, what is your number one album you have to have, your favorite drink of choice, and person you would take with you?
And
Shall I go first? Or
yeah, you can go
So
first.
it's a favorite album. So I'd probably pick like now 2010. So just get the 2010.
What a compilation.
That's brilliant, but cheating. But
That's cheating.
That's what I'd probably pick.
Okay.
I've got a varied music taste. And then I'd probably pick. So it's favorite drink, right?
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I'd
favorite drink.
probably. If we have water, I'd have to have a margarita just to get me through it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then my person, I probably would bring you, Nick. I'm not gonna lie.
Does that mean I have to change mine now?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. I'm
Pick
just
someone a
saying
bit more like I'd pick Bear Grylls actually. He'd be a good one to have.
that. No, okay.
That's good too.
I would probably pick Arcade Fire Suburbs.
Nice.
I think that's the album name.
I don't even know who that is.
Over and over again. Coke. I'm a sucker for Coca-Cola. Yeah,
Mm.
Not
probably
I
got
actually
wrong.
that.
prefer Pepsi, oddly, and I'm a Southern girl, so I would. And my grandfather worked for Coca-Cola, so I'm
Oh
like,
no,
I'm
no,
like
you're a real
banished.
outlaw of the family. Yeah, Pepsi.
Sorry, and your person.
And my pet, I would pick Lily
Oh,
with some light
not bad
entertainment.
girls.
No, I can do the survival thing. I
Yeah.
Very
reckon.
cool.
Yeah.
I just did it again. Anyways, all right. One last question. What is your biggest challenge as a crew?
Biggest challenge.
Um, I think it would be maybe when sometimes it's slightly rocky, trying to say the right things to people going down.
Yeah.
So when we go down to obviously Nassau to the Exumas is like a 5 hour sail.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's rocky and it's just like trying to say the right things to people because
yeah. You're
like
still getting to know each other.
yeah, well Nick's
Yeah.
no it's normally me stuck with them all because like we're just having lunch. Had lunch.
Right,
Nick's upstairs and I'm just stuck with everyone who just met, like, yeah, it might be rocky, like, don't ask me.
right.
I do. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
But
probably the hardest 6 hours of the
if
charter.
if it's rocky, like it rarely I'd say it's 90% of the time it's like flat or
It's not
Yeah.
too bad,
and
yeah.
then
But it's
maybe 5 to 10% of the time it's like well no, maybe 5% of the time.
yeah.
Doesn't happen often.
It is those like 2 or 3 trips a year where it is just a little bit like slammy, where it's
Right.
just
And like
not
this is
quite.
not realistic
Yeah.
what you're gonna
Yeah,
have.
and
There's
I
such
think
a
then people sometimes get in their head a little bit about how it's going to be for the rest of the week, and then
yeah.
we arrive
Yeah.
somewhere and it's flat, and they're like,
We
oh,
feel
is this?
fine
This is
now.
amazing.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Happy
yeah, this is
cocktail.
it. You
Right.
just need to get through that first little bit.
So I think
Do you?
I think you're just trying to manage those 5 hours like the best we
Yeah.
can. If it is bad, is like a challenge because um it's quite stressful. So
Right. Do you prefer to pick up in Nassau, or do you have somewhere else that you would prefer to pick them up?
Daniel.
Staniel Key is the preference.
Or
Yeah,
drop off in
Okay.
San.
I think doing a one-way charter where you've only got that trip once is fine. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
we've started to manage the trip back really well because
You just wake up.
we're so concerned about taking 6 hours out of someone's
Yeah.
vacation, which is
Right.
like through the winter spring months is like a day. When
Yeah.
you've got 9.5 hours of sunlight, it's a big chunk of your day. So I think now unless they're on a really early flight leaving, we tend to do a 3, 4 o'clock leave from Norman's Key or Shroud Key or one of
So
the northern keys, and then get back for around 9 or 10. So
Yeah.
it's sleeping, it's breakfast, it's packing time,
yeah.
and
Right.
then a couple of days of travel day.
Gosh.
Um,
Those are things that people don't think about, and those little details.
Yeah.
They
And
think,
then
oh, it's just easier to get to Nassau, but you got to factor in,
yeah.
getting over to the Exumas, depending on the vessel.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sure.
And yeah, Nick's a treat for waking up at that time. I don't know how many people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets it done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very good. I'm glad to see you guys. Oh, hey, I do want to know, are you doing the Newport Boat Show?
We are not Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah, they
we-
do one in June, and a lot of the boats that charter in the Bahamas come over there. Just
right,
gives
okay.
people like a secondary place to see you because sometimes they do, like that area as well, New England, Newport, Martha's Vineyard. But Bahamas boats come too, sometimes if they just want an extra place to be seen. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's an interesting
Yeah.
point, actually. I know we're pretty booked up
Yeah.
for this year, but certainly next.
Next.
yeah. It's really pretty up there too. It's
Yeah.
bring a jacket because I thought, oh, it's 65, 70. That's not bad. I froze my butt off. So I was layering.
Oh, no.
But
But yeah, that sounds fun for next season.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's in June. It's usually the second to last weekend, I think.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
That
Oh,
sounds
cool.
fun.
Got a calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this year we've got May and July
Yeah.
and a week in April, a week somewhere else. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're finally getting them.
Good. Well, hopefully we'll get more.
Yeah.
But it's been
That's-
good to see you guys, and hopefully we will get down to see you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a cocktail with us.
Yes, a cocktail. That'll be what we're having first. Thank you for tuning in to the Songs in the Sails podcast. We thrive because of listeners and viewers like you. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave us a review. If you have comments and questions, please send us an email, yachtcharters@songsinthesails.com. Now, come sail away.